Hi Orchard friends and families, thanks for joining me to learn a little more about the daily work that happens here at Orchard. This series is an opportunity for students to connect with me, as well as other members of our faculty and staff, so we can hear more about what's on their minds. I hope you enjoy this chance to hear directly from students, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, because at Orchard, we put students at the center of all we do.
So, Ms. Brothers,
Yes.
What are some of the plans for the makerspace?
So the makerspace is going to be in the area that is in between the music hallway in the middle school and where the cafeteria is. So there's like an empty space right there now, and so we're going to enclose that, and that's going to be the makerspace. And it is going to have a place for a wood shop with lots of like really cool tools where you can build, and it's going to have a place for robotics where people can like learn programming and work with technical stuff, and then it's going to have sort of an all-purpose space where you just get to create.
Okay. So, and is it true that you're gonna that there is gonna be a new middle school playground?
That is what we hear, that is on the docket for, they're raising money right now, and so when that project gets finished, a new middle school playground is part of what we're going to do with that money. That is so cool.
So,
Yes.
how tired do you get on your long walk to school?
It's really a schlep. It's hard to believe that I can even take deep breaths by the time I arrive. I have to say that I feel really lucky to live right next door. So I feel lucky for two reasons. Number one, when I'm at home, I just look over and I can see the school. So in the evening when everyone's gone home, I'm just kind of taking a look, seeing what everything looks like. I also come over here a lot on the weekends and in the evenings, and I walk through the woods. That's when I bring my dog Scout. And speaking of Scout, I could actually see Scout in my backyard from the windows in my office. So sometimes I'll be in here, I'll be working on something or having a meeting like this, and I'll look over and there's Scout running around in the backyard.
I love dogs. They're my favorite animal. So, what are some, how can we help people follow the car procedures out there?
Oh, excellent question. Some of the main things that you can always do, right? Follow the directions of whatever teachers or other adults from Orchard that are out there. So if they're asking you to move forward or to stop, to make sure that you're listening and doing that. When you're getting in and out of your car, if we can do that on the side by the sidewalk, is way safer than trying to get out on the other side. Even though some people have car seats and it can be kind of tricky and confusing, it's still much better if we can come out this way. Does that make sense? And then when you're coming in to drop off in the morning, the most important thing is just to pull all the way forward rather than sort of stopping prematurely or early. Sometimes it seems like it would be easier just to drop off at the main entrance, but really it's a much shorter walk if you go all the way down to by the flagpoles and then you just go right inside. So if it's raining, you go underneath the overhang right away. You don't have to stand in the rain like I do every morning. So those kinds of things.
So, what are some of your plans for the new second grade teacher? Which room is she going to be in?
So the new second grade teacher will go into the classroom, the third classroom on the second grade hallway. So it goes Ms. Kiesling's room, goes Ms. Belmont's room, and then it will go the third new second grade teacher's room. Yeah, and we're looking forward to her being right there because she'll be located in proximity to the rest of the teachers, and therefore when they meet to do planning or when they want to co-teach together, all they have to do is walk right out the door and into the other person's classroom, and they're right there. Yeah. Pretty easy, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What keeps you up at night?
Small children.
My dog.
The creaks from the wood floors. The thought of spiders. Thinking about all the ways that we can make Orchard that much better. Those are the type of things that keep me up at night.
how about you, Mr. Epley?
Well, I'd have to agree. I've got a 2-year-old at home. He keeps me up at night, that's for sure. Or wakes me up sometimes very early in the morning, and that's good. Other things, like Mr. Schwartz said, just trying to think about ways that we can kind of always do better. Orchard School is a wonderful place, and there's so many good things here happening, but I know that we can all do better. And so how do we think about that? What's the best way to keep getting better? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Think back, like when you started to work at Orchard, like what made you come here?
When I first visited the Orchard School, you know, there were 2 people I met right away. I met Mr. Epley. In fact, he opened the door for me and welcomed me when I first arrived. And then after that, I met Mrs. Dean, and she gave me a tour of the whole school, and I walked all around, and she pointed out the tiles that were on the ceiling that were painted with different native animals from Indiana. And she brought me in the classrooms, and I remember in particular seeing the gecko in Mrs. Underwood's room, yeah. And then I just started to meet people, and I heard how excited they were about the work that they do at Orchard and how much they love teaching. And then when I met the students, I was the most excited at all, because really everyone is smiling and happy and moving all the time. Have you ever noticed that people are moving all the time and doing things? That's how I am as a person, and that's how I always was as a teacher. I'm moving all the time because I want to be doing things and active, and I felt really excited that people were really happy and active in the work that they did together at Orchard.
So, with Miss Dean gone, are we gonna get like a new library teacher, or are we gonna, like, are the kids gonna do it themselves?
We are going to bring in a new librarian, not this year, because we're going to take a little bit of time to think about, well, what does our library space look like in the future, and how will we be using it? And I have to say, honestly, nobody can follow Mrs. Dean after all the amazing things that she's done here at Orchard. And so we're just going to pause for a year. We're still going to find ways for the students to go to the library and check out books, so you'll still be in that space. But we're going to wait a year, and then we're going to bring in our future librarian.
Okay. So, I'm a pretty adventurous girl. Do you think 3rd grade can handle me?
I will say that knowing you, I know you can be adventurous, and I love that spirit and that fire. Now, whether or not 3rd grade can handle you, yeah, I think that they probably can. I think they can. I think they're going to match your adventure, and they're going to raise you with more adventure until it's going to be like an adventure-filled entire school year, to the point where you're just like, this is an awesome adventure, and then you're going to move on to the next adventure. But yes, they can definitely handle you.
Okay.
Okay.
Use 3 words to describe Orchard. Now say them really fast, 3 times backwards. You go first.
Can I have a second to think about them? Fun, active, loving. Loving, active, fun.
Good.
Okay.
You.
Well, I'm about to steal some of the same words, so fun definitely is number 1. I would think caring and learning would be my other 2 words. So then learning, caring, fun.
Okay. You.
Caring, forward thinking, exciting.
Okay.
Exciting, forward thinking, caring.
Or is it thinking forward?
Now I would have to take one from everybody, because I feel like I had the same words too. So I was gonna say caring, exciting, and I'll change this one up to engaging.
Okay.
So engaging, exciting, and caring.
Okay.
How about you, Maddie? What
Yeah.
word would you use?
Fun, outdoorsy, great. Great, outdoorsy, fun.
There's a new tagline. Great, outdoorsy fun. I love it.
Nice
Thanks,
work,
Maddie.
girl.
Maddie,
That was
awesome.
impressive.